All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Ruby Tuesday, November 2nd. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by HockeyPicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today and follow the top pickers each and every day right here at HockeyPicks.com. And right now, our top scorer is Eddie O from Montreal, 898 points. Canuck down under, Rory Bashnik, 886. And winner tonight 3, Mika Majorma, 873. And those are your top pickers right now at HockeyPicks.com. Let's take a look at our hottest pickers. And there's another Bashnik. Bash 15, 16-2 the last 3 days. Mags for Montreal, 16-3. Ron Raymond, 15-3. And you got Horde at 14-4. Adam, 316, also 14-4. You got a lot of people here. Look at all these people. Man, we got a lot of hot hockey pickers right now. And folks, we're getting close to 100 players a day. It's really exciting. When you go to hockeypicks.com, you can see, if you ever want to see how many people are playing, just go to make picks, and then you see on the, once you make your selection, you'll see the votes. And we are, when we started this year, we were getting close to 20-25 people playing a day. And just the theory of just following winners brings more winners, right? Because at the end of the day, when you win your bets, what do you do the next day? You go back to the well and going back to Hockey Picks. And again, the incentive of playing at hockeypicks.com is not really, win a t-shirt, win a free betting account, whatever. It's follow other hot pickers, and you will see, once you use this tool as an incentive to validate your picks and follow other good pickers, you're going to see that your selections are going to become more and more clear, and you'll end up going more to the winner's circle. Also, today's podcast is brought to you by bballpicks.com. And again, let's go take a look at the top scorers. And look at that, Eddie O. Eddie O is absolutely on fire right now, 927. Evan B. Michaels at 808. And there's Ron Raymond. Yours truly at 756 in third place. And folks, you can get our picks each and every day right here at bballpicks.com. Also, hockeypicks.com. And if you like baseball, bullpenpicks.com. And also, what else do we have? Oh, Hail Mary picks for football. So you can see we do have a lot of tools in the toolbox to offer you right here at bballpicks and hockeypicks.com. All right, welcome to the show. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. The purpose and the goal of this show is to teach and educate new sports bettors each and every day how to get to the winner's circle, how to get to Cash Out Monday. And folks, if you are not cashing out on a Monday, you're doing it wrong. You're just doing it wrong. You got to find a way to cash out. It doesn't have to be every Monday. It would be nice if it was every Monday, but you got to get to some form of Cash Out Monday. Cash out. The goal of sports betting is not to always, it's not a savings account for the sports book, right? You want to be putting in money so you can take money out. Mostly like a checking account, right? You're just you're lending the book the money for a little bit until you take more out, and that's when you're maybe a saving account, your savings, and you're taking more of a savings out, right? But that's the goal here at the Raymond Report each and every day, Monday to Friday, 10:30 Eastern. I try to be 10:30 Eastern. Tuesdays are real rough right here because Tuesdays when we generate all the new college football, NFL stats. Had a little bit of hiccup this morning with the NBA, NHL last game reports, but we were able to get that rectified, and we are ready to rock and roll here on a Ruby Tuesday. And as you know, I like classic rock, and that's why if we ever get big and we have producers and all that stuff, it'll be a classic rock station, that's for sure. All right, so I'll take this time right now to welcome the snipers in the house. And folks, if you are tuning into the Raymond Report for the very first time, all you got to do is just poke your head into the bullpen, say good morning, and let us know how you're there. And I already see a good friend of mine from Ottawa. There's Sandro Nunes. How you doing, Sandro? And Sandro is also one of my Portuguese connections, just like Rui Nigeria from Pedro Nigeria from Lisbon. I don't know if Rui is watching this morning in Lisbon. I hope he is. I know Rui Pedro Nigeria is always watching here from Lisbon, Portugal. So I got to see. Nice to see my Portuguese friends are in the house. And we got Sniper. We got Eric Jones. What's up, Eric? Eric's in the house. In my home. Hey, I was going to say Ron's in his home, but he's also in his house. But Telly's in the house. Ball Cash. Hey, let's get some more. Let's get that cash today, says Ball Cash. and a Cash Out Monday gang. Elliot, Ronald, Elliot thinks he's family, He gets to call me Ronald. Gloria K, good morning, Breakfast Club. Gloria K, hockey has been really bad for me the last week. What do you mean, Gloria K? You're not following Ron Raymond at Hockey Picks? 16 and 4, I said, the last 3 days? Come on, Gloria, you're letting us down here. You're not following us. See, Gloria's already off my bandwagon right there. Hey, that's okay, Gloria. Hey, Gloria, time to... Hey, that's okay, Gloria. Hey, Gloria, time to get on the bandwagon, Gloria. Mark Nation's in the house. Good morning, Mark Nation's. Underdogs and those that drift in the... morning, Ron, and Underdog and those that drift in. Yep, those that drift into the bullpen. Boa dia, says Sandro. Hey, traveling, listening on my phone, says Bobby Hubby. There's my good friend Bobby Hubby. Hey, Bobby, do you like the new script we did for you? Well, for us, in fact, I'm going to talk about this today, but there's Bobby Hubby who gave me the idea to maybe, less is more, right? So instead, if I show you something like this, and you're saying, of analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis, whatever that saying is. But then if you modify it the way Bobby showed me, I'll tell you, it really helps clarify a lot of things. And that's going to be one of my rants here today when I talk about the MVI, the Daily Market Value Index. All right, so who else is in the house? We got Elliot. We got Mitchell Watson. Good morning, Mitchell. Uncle Coach, as Sandro. Hey, good morning, Coach. So... Again, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm glad that everybody is tuning in to the Rain Report each and every day, and hopefully we can make it part of your schedule Monday to Friday, 10:30 Eastern. And folks, once you do listen to the show, you'll see, it's like, remember the Jim Rome back in the day? You might not like the show or get the show at first, but give it a week. Give it a week, give your bankroll a week, and see if we can help you with your bankroll, because at the end of the day, we're about educating the new sports bettor, get you to Cash Out Monday, and get you to the winner's circle on every night, right? Again, if you're looking for rough day for Matt Murray, says Sandro. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Matt Murray, you know what? I don't think he's fitting into the plans here in Ottawa. But if you are looking for resources here at the Rain Report, we got a starting point. If you look at the YouTube channel, you'll see that I have a Ron Raymond's Top 30 Sports Betting video. In July, I did the Dog Days of Summer series, and you can get that. If you're interested in my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, go to Tools, go to 50 Greatest Secrets and 30 Bonus Tips, and you get in total 80 bonus secrets and tips, and you can get my book right here. And it's good for the new sports bettor who really wants to get his feet wet into the sports betting industry. And if you like horse racing, or you want to learn more about the Rain Report, go to Tools, go to ATS Tutorials, and once you get to the tutorial section, I got about 18 videos right here, and it all describes how the Rain Report sports betting system works. And if you like horse races, I do have ways on how to bet the ponies, especially this weekend. We got the Breeders' Cup this weekend at Del Mar. So, and there he is. There's my good friend Rui Pedro Nagueria. I'm also here to learn, says Nui. So I'm making an introduction today to my Portuguese friend. There's Rui and Sandro. You guys can talk soccer all day. I think, Sandro, what are you? Are you a sporting fan? I know Rui, he likes Benfica. So I know Rui and folks, if you know what, if you're in the bullpen and you want to talk soccer, yeah, go ahead. If you like the Premier Division, if you like La Liga, or if you want to talk about any of the soccer going on, go ahead and then throw it into the bullpen right there, and people will talk about it. I'm just not a huge soccer guy. I do watch, I watch all the international big games like the World Cup, the Euro Cup, the international soccer, whatever, the Olympics. But Porto, he likes Porto, so I think those are fighting words for Rui, because I think Rui is a Benfica guy. So watch out, Sandro. He might be coming after you. All right. So again, welcome to the show, and we're gonna kick off the show today with the horse racing tip sheet of the day, and as we always do, daily rants and raves with Ron Raymond. Yeah, new segment. Yeah, you know what? That's what I think makes the show a little bit better, is when I get off on these tangents and I just start talking about other things. Right? It shows a bit of the character. I'll help you out, Ron. I'll help you out, says Sandro. All right, let's get to the race track of the day. And if you're tuning into the Rain Report for the very first time, what we do in this segment is we always pay our respect to the horse racing industry, and we always kick off the show with a free horse racing pick. And if you want the free tip sheet of the day, today is the day to get Indiana Grand. And Indiana Grand, a $5,000 maiden claiming race today at Indiana Grand. 2:25 post time, 1 mile on the dirt. 2:64 in race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. I'm a NH Lady Cat Requelm taking a ride here on the number 2 horse. Number 6 horse, Miss in a Tra. Okay, these guys are killing me today. Miss in a Tra Glory Lady. Miss in a Tra Glory Lady. Jay Morales taking a ride here on the 6 horse. I think these guys are trying to get back at me here today. And the 4 horse, Beautiful D there. That's a nice one. That's an easy. That one just flows right off the tongue. Beautiful D. Try to repeat those first 2 horses that I just told you. Hey, if you're watching the, try to do that 3 times in a row. 264, yeah, that's even better. 264 is the recommendation in race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. And if you like a long shot, folks, look at this one in the 5 hole. K to the Camp. K to the Camp. S.E. Bermuda is taking a ride, but he's not good in the last 100 races, though. 100%, only 1% in the money. Ooh, that's not too good, unless he's just getting his feet wet and just starting out. K to the Camp, 21 Morning Line. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today in race number 1 at Indiana Grand, I'm going to recommend 266445. And if you're going to go trifecta, 264 564 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And if you are going to play the double Dutch betting system on the Joker at 20-1, I would. It's called this. It's what you do is you take the 5 horse in race number 1. You got a $20 budget. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on the number 5. And if he comes in first, you get paid twice. 20-1 will pay nicely. And if he comes in second, you will get paid once. And that is your free horse racing tip today at the Indiana Grand. All right, what else we got in the house here? We got Eric Jones says, no, Ron, don't do it. Getting confirmation from the great, high, exalted, mustic ruler. That's funny. Ron, don't do it. I'll help you out. What he's talking about, Ron, don't do it. Are you talking about soccer, Eric? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Underdog, how's your organization skills going? Yeah, that's funny. Underdog is having trouble keeping his, getting the vacuum in order there in Winnipeg. I like the Rangers money line, says Elliot V. Calgary, Dallas under. Hasn't lost yet. By the way, Dallas game under. Caught Miami as a dog. I'm pumped. Miami in the NBA to cover. Lex Steele. Hey, there's our Marvel comic strip leader, Lex Steele. Hey, sounds like a superhero, eh? There's Lex Steele. Hey, with his super 5-star best bet of the day. Astros game over. Lefty time. Fried is getting fried today. OMG, bro. OMG, says Eric Jones. All right. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Again, thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the very first time, don't forget, hit that, or as they say, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. All right, what do we got on deck here next? We are going to talk about, every day. So if you look below the video now and you'll see a description, if you open up the description box, you're going to see it says more, right? You say show more. If you just hit the show more link, it's going to expand and you're going to see Ron's money management system. And what I'm going to do each and every day is I'm always going to talk about the 2 types of sports bettors, right? The action investor, that's the bettor who just wants to bet everything that they, there could be a cockroach race down the street and they want to bet on it. They just want to bet everything, right? So those are what I call the action investors. Those are your action junkies. And if you are an action investor, the one thing I'm going to say, beer pizza money. If you're going to bet on everything you see and you want to bet every day, beer pizza money, less is more. Pick your spots. And if you look at the right below, there's a learn more on money management video. I did a video this summer as part of my series, and it's about I think that video is about maybe 12 minutes, 14 minutes, I would say. And it'll teach you the 2 types of sports bettor system, right? And if you're a sports investor, these are the types of bettor who bet 1 to 5 units. That's my system, right? 1 to 5 units, and my unit's $100. And if you pick your spots and you wait for the right opportunity to bet your games, well then you just wait for those opportunities to bet. And you know what? They might not be like every second day, third day, fourth day. It could be every week, right? If you don't really love a game and you're just doing it because you want to be an action investor, lower your limit. Get to that, whatever your beer pizza money is. It could be $2, $5, $10, $20, $25. Whatever your beer and pizza money is, that's your action money, right? You got to distinguish what's my units on action money if I'm just betting every day because I want action, lower your limits, because at the end of the day, you're not going to win. If you're betting every day, you're not going to win every day. It's just the way it is, right? Unless you got a crystal ball or tomorrow's newspaper, that's the way sports betting is. The goalposts have changed. Parity has changed the game, and you just got to be very selective. Now, if you're a sports betting investor, well, then you raise your limits, and then you might wait for that right spot, right? We all know once we really like or love a game, we get that feeling. It's like, man, all the dominoes are lining up right here. I just feel it. Like, this is in play. This is in play. The value, the percentage play, the cycles, the indicators, everything is feeling great towards a pick, and that's where you hammer that play. And again, if you go right there, you can see my money management system play of the day. All right, let's get on with the show, and let's go see who our leader is at the World Series of Handicapping. And right now, you can see our leader at the World Series of Handicapping is still Yas, but he's really opening it up right now. Look at this. And there's Eddie. Is that our good Eddie O from Montreal in second place? Man, Eddie O, I think, is a ringer, right? I think Eddie O is one of these ringers, and he's just, if you're not following Eddie O, you're doing it wrong. I think Eddie O is a very sharp sports bettor, and if you want to follow a good handicapper, you want to follow Eddie O too. All right, so Yas is in the lead here, our good friend from Israel, I believe, and 34 and 22 for 72.80 units. Eddie is in second place with 47.6 units, and there's Cargo Punts at 34, 21 and 1 at 42.70 units. And folks, this is the NFL contest that we run every year, season number 10 of the World Series of Handicapping. All right, let me see here what people are saying right there. I'm a slob, I love mess. Hey, it's pretty funny when people want to see what they're talking about, and the first thing I see is I'm a slob and I love mess. Hey, that's why you fit right in here, Elliot. Welcome. Hey, as my mom would say, here's your coat, what's your hurry, stay a while. That's great. I have OCD, says Gloria. Everything has to be clean and neat for me. Yeah, you know what? I was in the military for 5 and 6 years, and I'm the same way too. Bed's got to be made when I get up. I don't like dishes in the sink. If I see now with Rusty, the freaking hair, the hair is everywhere. That just drives me nuts. Yeah, if you're somebody like Gloria K and you got dogs or cats, man, hey, you better keep the coffee or the Heineken around, because they'll drive you crazy. There's the network. Hey, the Celtics suck, says the network. ATL wins, guys. Don't bet Astros. Atlanta wins series 4-2 in honor of Hank Aaron. For the number 42, don't say I didn't warn y'all, says Eric Jones. All right, Eric Jones says Celtics is hot garbage. I guess the Celtics are getting a lot of love here today on the Rain Report. Let me see. No, Elliot, I'm so serious, bro. Just kidding, Glorious. All right, let me see here. Sad Souls tonight, Astros, and let me see here. What else are you guys saying? Man, you guys are fired up today on a Ruby Tuesday. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Let's get on with the show, and let's get on to our next segment. So SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and what we do in this segment, as always, we always take a look at what's coming in the NBA, NHL, NFL, college football. And again, folks, if you don't have your finger on the pulse, you don't know what's coming in, then you're not taking this very serious, right? What goes up must come down. And if we look at the NBA now, I found this very interesting this morning when I was going through the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. This is my Dow Jones Industrial of the stock market. And you can see last night, 44% of the favorites won straight up. Now, why is that important? Look at the season. It's been all favorites winning straight up, which is, in the spread sports is common, right? But what's not common is look at the over-under record on the year. Now, the bookmakers, we're going to see if November 1st was the day that the bookmakers made a bit of an adjustment, a tweaking of the numbers. If you look at the NBA, look at since opening night tip-off, October 19th, every game except for 2 nights have gone under the total, right? Look at all these, a 4-1 to the under, 7-4, 5-1, 4-1. Like, this is not even like 4-3 or a 5-4 or a 6-5. This is like a couple digits, right? 4-1. This is like 80%. This year, like, look at this, 36% to the over, 17%, 20, 30, 40. Like, everything has been going under in the NBA. And what's the cause? What's the cause of all these games going under in the NBA is, is the injuries, or is load management in the house, or what? What's going on in the NBA? Why there's so many games going under the total? Is is it coaching? Is it the injuries? Is it the Batman and Robin effect? Batman plays one night, Robin's not playing the other night. And I'll get to that in another rant about the Toronto Raptors. Remember, I warned you guys yesterday. I said, be careful of that game last night. I thought that was the biggest trap play of the night. Everybody, I said in the confidence level, right? I said, everybody's going to be on the Knicks here tonight. I just know it. But there's something about this Toronto team that, and I'm trying to put my finger on it. There was no Scotty Barnes last night. I don't think he played, right? Did Scotty Barnes play? I don't think he did. I think he was out. And then I'm looking, okay, you got Van Fleet. Well, who else do you got in Toronto, right? There's no more Batman. Lowry's gone. Everybody's gone. I'm saying, how does this team just keep winning? And the thing that just comes to my mind, Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is one of the most underrated basketball coaches in the NBA, because how do you have a team like that and find ways to win, especially winning against a very hot New York Knicks team, right? So, be careful when you're wagering. And again, and I'm going to get to this, and I know I'm going on another little rant right here. Perception versus reality, right? What was the perception going into last night's NFL game? Oh, you know what? Kansas City, they that's the game everybody's watching. Patrick Mahomes is going to make a big statement. Remember I said yesterday, I said, you know what? Kansas City is like the, that team that just, we all think they're going to take the next step the next game, right? Oh, the next game, this is going to be the game they're going to turn it. Hey, you are what your record says you are. And don't expect bad teams to do good things. And I'm not saying Kansas City is a very bad team, but it's just they're not the Super Bowl team that we learned to follow the last couple of years. That defense is still in trouble. And teams, and the one thing about coaches in the NFL, they watch film. And then you're seeing the way you contain Patrick Mahomes is you don't blitz him. You send maybe 3 or 4 rushers, you put 8 in coverage, and you force him to be a football player, right? The same thing on Sunday Night Football. What did people say on Sunday Night Football? Oh, no Dak Prescott. Oh, this is easy. What did the line do? It went from +2 to -4.5 to kickoff. And, the perception, right? Perception versus reality. And this is why when you can't be a headline handicapper, right? And I'm going to show you one of my new tools that I'm using. When I look at sports betting, and I know I'm going on a rant right here, but that's okay. Why not, right? It's the Raymond Report. So when I go to the Rain Report and I look at analytics, like the name of the game, they say right now, it started back in late the 90s and 2000s with Moneyball, with Bean, with the Oakland A's, Moneyball, analytics, right? What is our brain trained to do when I look at this? If I open up the Rain Report and I say, okay, look at this, Sacramento 3-3 in their last since the beginning of the year, Utah Jazz 5-1. All right, what's my brain thinking right now? Oh, 5-1. You know what? What's the normal play here? If a team is 5-1, against a team that's 3-3, that's the team that I should be leaning towards, right? Because they're 5-1, and I look at analytics, look at my value edge. I have them at 13. I got Sacramento at +4. So here's another indicator favoring Utah. And again, analytics are good to a certain extent, but there's other components of sports handicapping, which I always talk about, perception versus reality, right? Now, at what point do analytics, and the thing is, we do follow analytics, but at what point, and what's the percentage of the analytics that we should be leaning on to really help us make that final decision on the game, right? So when I look at my forecast, I got 114 and 104. I got 5-1 against 3-3. 5-1 against the point spread. And again, just using common sense, right? 2 + 2 = 4. And seeing that 5-1 against the point spread, against 3-3 against the point spread, what's the progression, right? Do I keep following? Do I keep riding that team that's 5-1 straight up and against the number? And the analytics are all pointing towards Utah. But then you get, those situations where, hey, how did the Dallas Cowboys beat Minnesota without Dak Prescott? How does the Toronto Raptors go into Madison Square Garden without Scotty Barnes, without really none of their big players from the past? No DeMar DeRozan, no Leonard, no Lowry, no, who's really on Toronto? And how does that team, as a 7.5 point favorite underdog, go into Madison Square Garden and get that W last night, right? And the thing that I'm really realizing in sports betting, and I've always said this in the past, right, is that you got to find a system that marries analytics with self-scouting, with perception, percentage play. It's just an accumulation of all the things when you're handicapping sports. Like one great point, I was listening to that Tampa Bay game last night against Washington Capitals. If you watched that hockey game last night, the one thing that stood out to me, and the announcer said it, he says, man, he goes, you can see TJ Oshie not in the lineup on the power play really hurts this Washington Capitals team. Boom. The light bulb went off. I said, that's it right there. I go, you jump off to a 1-0 start, and here comes the champs, right? Here comes Tampa Bay. And the thing is, you don't want to get in trouble within the penalty box against Washington, because they will hurt you, right? Like Washington had a lot of opportunities to come back and win that game last night. No TJ Oshie on the power play. Remember a couple of games ago, TJ Oshie scored, 3 goals against Ottawa, I believe. And you know what? These commentators sometimes, and I think baseball commentators are some of the best. I think some of the baseball commentators, like I love listening to John Smoltz, right? You listen to Smoltzy, man, this guy brings you right into the game as a pitcher. But what I'm trying to get at, folks, is this tool that we've had here for a while. I'm starting to put more and more of my stock into my decision making, into the perception versus reality tool, right? So I'm still thinking of a name I'm going to call this. I might call this my perception tool. And this here, and I've said this many times, right? I don't bet on C-type teams. And what's a C-type team? If you look at the Rain report, you're going to notice that I got A, B, and C-type teams, right? A-type teams are teams that are 60% or higher. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9%, and then C-type teams are teams below 500. When you start betting on C-type teams, you're hoping bad teams will do good things for you, right? Especially in the money line sports compared to the ATS sports. ATS sports, you got to say to yourself, okay, I know this C-type team. Like if I go to the NBA, or let's do NFL. Let me go to NFL. Let me go to NFL. And I'll get to the game matchups. Now, here's the game matchups. Now, look at this. You got the Jets and Colts, right? C-type teams. The Patriots and Panthers, B-type teams. Here's a great example right here. Cardinals against the 49ers. You got an A-type team, which has a record of 60% or higher, against a C-type team that has a below 500 record, right? So right away, your dopamines are like, okay, what's the spread on this game, right? So what is the spread on this game? Is it 9.5 or something like that? What did I see the line on that game? If you guys can just throw in the chat box what the line is on that game. I don't remember right now. But again, going back to this MVI market value index tool that I'm using, this is the perception tool, right? There's a certain perception that is out there in the sports betting market, in the psychology of the betting public that, all right, you know what? From an analytics point of view, which I showed you guys earlier, right? The 5-1 Utah Jazz team going up against that 3-3 Sacramento. Common sense says what, right? Common sense says, well, Utah's 5-1. They're coming off a win against Milwaukee. This team should destroy this team, right? That's the common sense approach, right? But common sense, sometimes there is no common sense. You got to go to that uncomfortable type feeling sometimes, right? Sometimes you got to go to that uncomfortable type feeling. And when you see a matchup like this, an A versus a C, and this is why sometimes in spread sports, if I'm going to bet on a C-type team, bringing back my money management system, action against sports investors, I might bet a C-type team in that action field, but I probably won't ever bet a C-type team in my sports betting wallet, right? Because I just don't trust C-type teams, but I might trust them in my action money, right? My beer and pizza money. And this is why it's important that you got to have some type of money management system with your beer and pizza money and your sports betting investment money. So this way, when you do have this situation, an A versus a C, and I look at the market value. Now, what I do from a market value, and I take the macro look of all the teams, right? So if I go right here and I click on overall, this is a macro perspective of the NFL. You got all your A-type teams right here, all right? Your B-type teams, and then your bottom dwellers, right? Your Houstons and all these C-type teams. Now, what I do from the market value point of view is if I were to buy the Oakland Raiders on the stock market today, let's say I'm going to New York, and I want to say, yep, instead of buying Tesla or something like that, I'm buying myself a Oakland Raider share today. On the market, I'm telling you guys, this Oakland Raider team on the market is worth 140 against a faceless opponent, right? Like a futures ticket. And this here, the market value is, you got to take this market value. Again, market equals what? Perception, right? What the betting public perception is of that team is minus 140. The Bills minus 140. The Bills, why are they minus 140? Well, they got what? 2 losses. The Bills got 2 losses. Baltimore Ravens 140. Arizona 230. But this, after every week, is going to play itself out. It's, look at Dallas, minus 200, minus 200. And if you're seeing why does all these teams, some of them are all equal, well, it's once they're equal and once they win or lose a game, then we start spreading out the market value, right? And again, when you look at this, just keep in mind we go from high to low, but you might see some minus 140 all over the place, but after every week, those minus 140s might go up to minus 160, or it can go down to minus 110 and then plus 110, right? Everything in the plus is really not that great, right? It's like middle of the pack, plus 100, middle of the pack type teams. Well, then you get your plus 190s. This is like what you would pay for them on a, I look at the Seattle Seahawks. If they were playing a faceless opponent right now, right off the hop, I'd say they're a plus 140 type underdog, right? Because they're not having a good year. Now, when you look at this other part here, the confidence level, this is what the public confidence level is of teams betting that team right now. Now, going back to Arizona, San Francisco, because Arizona has not lost a game, there's a 100% confidence level in the Cardinals right now. But the thing it doesn't take in consideration is the ankle injury of Kyler Murray, right? So these are some things you got to be in the now. You got to know what's going on, to have your finger on the pulse, know the injury report. But because the computer doesn't know humans, or it doesn't know anything, it just goes by numbers, right? It just, whatever we put into the system, that's what it spits out. But you look at the confidence level of the betting public right now on San Francisco compared to Arizona, 100 to 33. I look at the Packers, same thing, 100 to 66. Tennessee and the Rams, look at the confidence level. And again, we're talking the last 3 games, right? This year, the confidence level is based on the last 3 games, not the full season. So when I'm looking at the confidence level, it's based on the last 3 games of the betting public. So that if you're wondering, hey, how does the how does the Packers and the Chiefs, or the Packers, the Titans, and the Rams get 100% confidence level? We're talking about the last 3 games. The old Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately," right? That is the confidence level of the betting public on these teams right now. And then the value index, this is what I call my cycle index, is how are teams doing in the last 3 games, right? Are they neutral, bullish, or bearish? And my VI, my value index, if I were to put a line on the game, I would have the Jets at plus 12. I'd have the Colts at minus 2.13. And the same thing for NBA. Let's say if I go in the NBA and I go to the game matchups, and you can see here a B against an A. My line on the Sacramento's 4 and minus 13 for Utah. Take that, take a bullish. But when I see 83%, now there was a couple of games last night in the NBA, like Minnesota. There were some really high confidence levels that allowed me to get off that game. Anytime I get in the 80s and 90s, and I tend to just shy away from those games. And if I do bet on those games, it's action money. It's not sports investment money, right? So this here is a new tool that we have here at atsstats.com. And I think you take the analytics from the Raymond report, you take the perception analysis here from the MVI, the market value index, and you're starting to marry the analytics with the perception. And then you got to do, your gut feeling, your gut instinct of watching games. You got to watch games. Watch games, no injuries. TJ Oshie injury, right? Perfect example on how a player like TJ Oshie can really impact a game like last night against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then you marry everything together, and that's what makes you a great sports bettor, right? That's what makes you a good handicapper. So, handicapping is not having a crystal ball and say, oh, you know what, here's the winners right there. You really got to do your homework. Like we used to say in the military, TI, right? Time in. You got to put in your time to get successful, and you need luck. I don't care what anybody says. You need a little bit of luck because, sometimes things don't go your way in sports betting. But the one thing I'll leave you this on this note here. If you are using the MVI, the market value index, and you go to tools, go to daily MVI, keep an eye out on the A, B, and C type teams. Keep an eye out on the confidence levels right here, and then compare the lines. And the color coded, which I love, is that I'm very visual, and when I see things in green, to me green is bullish, right? So it's a bullish sign. Things in yellow tells me between you and the bookmaker is pretty balanced. There's pretty leveraged out confidence level when it comes from betting on a certain game, like Dallas against Miami tonight, right? And we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. I look at the Dallas Mavericks. They're an A-type team. However, they're in a neutral cycle, and the public confidence level is at 66%. And because Miami's off to a hot start, that's why their value edge at 17, right? But I look at this and I say, you know what? Dallas could have some good value here today. All right, that's enough of the rant here. Another Ron Raymond rant here on the Rain Report. Hey, I just wasted all our handicapping time just going on these rants. But again, I think it's important. I think anytime you are into sports betting and you're not having fun, you're not learning, you're not winning, I think when you get guys like us who've been doing this for a long time, and guys who are, when I'm a football coach, right? And the thing with football coaches is like anything else in any industry. You got to continue learning to grow. If you are just not learning and you're not open-minded and you're not always willing to be open-minded and learning new things, you're never going to grow as a person or as an investor, as a sports handicapper. And you until you find that caramel secret, you got to consistently push the envelope, find a way to get better. Find a way to get better, better. And this way, and I think by doing shows like this, you get other people, like, for instance, Bobby Hubby sent me this idea, and when, all of us is stronger than one of us, and when somebody sends me good ideas like this, I put it pen to paper, and then I talk to my programmer, and I say, you know what, this is a great idea, we got to get this out there. All right, that's enough of the rant right there, but hopefully you guys got something out of that. All right, here's another tool. You know what? Yeah, I feel Ruby Tuesday, right? We're a Ruby Tuesday. It's a slow Tuesday. Everybody's, after Monday Night Football, always thinks it's a good time to evaluate what happened in the college football, NFL. But I want to show you guys this tool here. One of the other tools that I have here at ATS, it's called the Parity Value Strength of Schedule. Now, this tool here, you hear me talk about this all the time, right? The parity in the game, the 50-50, right? You look at the salary caps. What is, it's all 50-50, salary caps, parity. It's all about, Team A against Team C, the Rain Report, right? So tonight, let's do the game between Miami and Dallas. So let's, when you click on Miami, what this is going to do, it's going to give you the Miami Heat's record against A, B, and C type teams. And because it's still early in the system, the season, we're not going to get a lot of data on certain A, B, and C type teams. Like when I look at Miami, they have yet to play a home game against a B type team. Now, I look at Miami, they're an A type team, and Dallas is also an A type team, right? So when Miami's on the road against an A type team, so they've already played Memphis, which is an A type team, right? Now, sometimes you're going to be using the PVI, the Parity Value Strength of Schedule, and you're going to say, Ron, I don't understand why you got this team as an A-type team when they have a losing record. Well, you got to look at the date. On October 30th, when this game was played, Memphis was an A-type team. Why is that important? Right? Well, it's because on that day, there was a perception of what that team was like against the betting public, right? So anytime I hear these questions, this team, they're not an A-type team anymore. They're a C-type team. But on October 30th, the betting perception from the betting public, the bookmaker, was that Memphis on this day, October 30th, they were a 3.5-point favorite, and they were playing Miami, and the final score was 129-103. Now, anytime you get more of these games into the system, there is also an average of the teams, right? What the average line was and what the total was. So this is going to be a great tool once we get more games. I say, once you get to that 20 game mark, then you're going to start using these type of tools more readily with your handicap. See, this is a perfect example. If let's say this game was at home tonight, Miami's already had 2 games against A-type teams, Charlotte and Milwaukee. The average line for Miami in those games, -4. So what you can do from a perception point of view, right? Because analytics, you got to take it with a grain of salt sometimes, and and I'm not saying it's not good, but you got to marry analytics with perception, with self-scouting, injuries, and there's just so many things that you got to do when you're handicapping, right? But it gives you an idea. Had this game been at home, the average line when the Miami Heat play an A-type team like Dallas tonight was -4 and 222 to the total, right? So again, great tool to use, and you can do it for all of the other sports. And it's for instance, Miami tonight, the total's 210, right? And we saw what was their average line at home against those A-type teams, 222. So, what does that tell you? That's a 12-point swing right there when you look at the line. But the difference is they're not at home. They're on the road. So that doesn't work out, right? All right, just wanted to show you that. I think that's another great tool to have here in the toolbox. And I think that, the more you, again, as I said at the top of the show, the more you watch this show, the more you start buying into the system. And the thing is, you might be watching this show for like the second, third, fourth time, and you say, you know what, that guy's blowing smoke out of his arse. I don't believe him. I don't think that's not handicapping. That's not that. Give it time. Give it time, and you'll start to see that things at the end. When I went and redid the whole Rain Report system, it was about 10 years ago, 7 to 10 years ago. I said, you know what, I don't like being average. And I said that something has to change here. And I really took like a month or two off to really analyze what was going on in sports. And the things came to mind, 3 things. The number 3 things that came to my mind was this: value, percentage play. The percentage play was huge, right? Because of parity, and performance cycles. You got to go find those cycles. You got to marry them with the value and the percentage play, and then you will get yourself a good system, a good play. But again, give it a few weeks. If you are new to the Rain Report, watch the tutorials, go inside, do your homework. Don't treat the site like it's a fast food service, right? You go to the window to get your Happy Meal, and then you're off on the road, right? You just want your pick and get out of here. If you're investing money, put in your time. But I should do a collection of emails that say you suck. That show you the people that you suck, and then on the other side you get good compliments too, right? Hey, you know what? I really didn't know about the system. I'm glad I follow it. I see what you see now, right? And sometimes when you try to explain something to people that and you got to be a good storyteller, right? On how to explain what you see and what you believe in. And some people just they don't have the patience for that, right? But anyways, all right, let's get on with the show, and let's talk about, let me see here, what do we got next? Oh, yeah, we'll go to the World Series first. Let's take a look at the World Series, and what I'll do real quickly, and then I'll go to the system formats for NBA and the NHL. You can hear Rusty playing with his squeaky ball there in the background. That squeaky ball drives me nuts. Hey, Natalie goes, I don't know why I bought that ball. She goes, it looks so fun at the store, but hey, $1 ball at the toy store, but he has fun with it. You can tell, right? All right, so you got Max Fried going up against Luis Garcia tonight. Now, you look at the series. The series what now? 3-2. 3-2. Game series 6 tonight. You got last game. You know what? Braves were off to a really good start. That grand slam, 4-0, and then here comes the Astros, right? Momentum. When you look at the World Series, it's all about momentum, right? And now you got Houston going up tonight against the Braves. Now Houston, a 119 favorite. See how the tides turned really quick? We're now the favorite. What was the line last game? The line was, that was a pick'em line, right? -110. So back to Houston today. You know what? This is the type of game where you just sit back and relax as a fan. I don't even think this makes my action investment. I think with the you got 2 good baseball teams that anything can happen, right? You got Max Fried up against Luis Garcia, the mullet. Anything can happen. I think this is a type of game where if you were to play this game, I see Game 7 written all over this. I think Houston. I think there will be a Game 7. But I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta blows the doors off them either, right? But it comes down to good pitching. And good pitching always beats good hitting, right? But I got a feeling we're gonna get to Game 7. So if I would have a lean here tonight, I would lean on the Astros, and that's where I would lean on this one. All right, let's get to the NBA, and then we'll get to the NHL, and we'll talk about some of the let me go to my, where's my, go to this, daily MVI. And also, yeah, there we go. I'll go to NBA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my forecasts. I can probably close this window. I can close that window, this window. I got too many windows open here. All right, don't need that. Let's go to NBA. All right, let me see. Any comments? Did I put you guys to sleep on that, or was I preaching too much? Headline handicapper. Thank you, sir, says Marino. Yeah, don't be a headline handicapper. They tell it all. Commentators tell it all, says Eric Jones. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't agree with you more, says Sandro on Nick Nurse. Yeah, the only reason the Raptors are winning is because of Nick Nurse. That's all coaching right there. Reality is New York played to the whenever Toronto can get to buy the defensive game, Nurse is good at defense. All right. Let me see here. So looking at the line here tonight on game number 1. See, I for some reason we're on backwards here. I got all my early games below and I got my top games on top. But we'll just do it like this. The Kings taking on the Jazz. -9. The over-runner's at 220. We got the Jazz winning by 10 here. 114 to 104. And we have this total at 224, so we'd like it to go over. The chances of winning is on Utah at 81.6%, covering 66 to 50. And when I look at the MVI, let me go to this. So you got a B against an A. You have market value of 220 plus 100, 50% confidence level on Sacramento, 83 on the Jazz. You got a bullish team against a neutral team. -13 is the line that we have here on the Jazz compared to 4.75 on the Utah Jazz. Now Utah coming off a Eastern roll, only a couple of games on the Eastern swing, right? They played the Rockets, the Bulls. Those two teams are, Central Time Zone, Milwaukee also. Yeah, so it's not as if they're coming from the Eastern Time Zone to the Pacific, right? So looking at this game here tonight, you got Sacramento might have value. Sacramento might have value at +9. The only thing that doesn't agree with us here is the forecast at +114. But I think the value is on Sacramento, even though the high confidence level is on the Jazz. Houston taking on the Lakers. Now, these teams playing in a back-to-back game situation, I believe. When I was doing the report this morning, I was saying, are these teams playing in back-to-back game situations in LA? And let me see. The last game was, in LA. So they're playing back-to-back games. 95-85 was the final. And we have 114 to 106. So we do have a, let me see here, an 8-point win for the Rockets. 70.8% chance of winning straight up for LA. And when I look at this right here, Houston, a C-type team. So right away, when I see C, I think action investment, right? If I'm thinking Houston, I'm thinking action investment. And this is why the money management part of your sports betting system has to, you got to marry it some way, right? So when I do the Raymond report and I look at my money management, action investment versus sports investment, if I like Houston, I'm only playing action investment. If I like the Lakers, then is there enough indicators pointing towards either an action investment or a sports investment, right? I think that's the mindset, the psychology you got to have betting in sports betting, right? There's two types of bet, action and sports investment. Now, looking at this, -110, +190, 57% confidence level on the Lakers, neutral. You know what? I think the Lakers here could be the play. Dallas taking on the Heat, -2.5 for Miami. We got 108 to 106. And looking at the records here for both these teams, let me go to Miami taking on Dallas. Anyone else like the Bucks here at -5, says Isaiah. Isaiah likes the, do you like the Bucks there, Isaiah? OG Anunoby, I feel, is underrated. Absolutely. I think Anunoby is one of the most underrated players. Okay. Books. All right, here we go. 4-2, 5-1. What's the line? All right, so I just want to see the strength of schedule the last 7 games. 46 and 45, so that's good right there. So we got 108 to 106. So we got Dallas hooking them. And when you look at the perception meter right here, yeah, maybe that's the word I use, perception meter. Hey, what do you guys think of that? Perception meter is you got an A-type team against an A-type team, but you got one that's bullish against one that's neutral right now. And confidence level is pretty high on Miami, 83, -220, -1. I like Dallas. You know what? I like how things are lining up here on the perception meter. for the Dallas Mavericks. So I do like Dallas here tonight. New Orleans against Phoenix, minus 11.5. Wow. Hey, what's with the Phoenix Suns and the Montreal Canadiens to go to a championship and then they poop the bed next season, right? Not as bad as Montreal, but Phoenix, when you look at the Phoenix Suns so far on the year, not having a lot of fun, right? 2-3 to start the season, though they are coming off a win against Cleveland. But looking at the forecast, 115 to 110. So we got them winning by 10. Look how that number, right? Now the margin of error according to the bookmakers line and ours is 1.5. We're talking about a 1 and a hook here, and 88% chance of winning. Let me see what the confidence level is. So you got a C-type team against a C-type team, which is neutral against bearish. All right, so you got a bear cycle, a neutral cycle, 40% confidence level, 14. You know what? I won't even touch this game. I wouldn't touch this game. Just the fact they're two C-type teams. You got one that's bearish, one that's neutral. Confidence level of 40. I don't like that. And you got Milwaukee taking on the Pistons. You got the Bucks minus 4.5. Now, looking at the lineup tonight for the NBA, let me take a look at this lineup because I heard Milwaukee's pretty banged up right now. Let me see who's in the lineup. So, Antetokounmpo, game time. Okay, so Giannis is a game time decision. And then, you got Grayson Allen, Hood is out, game time. DiVincenzo is out. Drew Holiday's out. Lopez out. Middleton out. Man, you got a lot of players out for the Bucks. And now you're still giving them a high. Okay, no, 4.5. 4.5 in the line. We got 109 to 104. And we got the chance of winning at 68% against 37. And looking at my confidence perception meter, Milwaukee against two C-type team. What? Let me see Milwaukee. What's their record so far on the season? And let's take a look here. So 3-4, yeah, that's why they're a C-type team. 2-1 on the road, 1-3 at home against the Pistons, who are also bearish. 16% confidence level, 42% confidence level. And again, when I'm talking about confidence level, I'm talking about the market psychology of sports bettors today, up to November 2nd, right? 42%. Plus 110 on the market value, plus 190. Again, I don't touch this game. I think if I were to play the NBA board here tonight, I think the teams I'm looking at are Sacramento and Dallas. Those are the two that I'm probably looking at. Now, are they action investments or sports investments? Well, that's where I got to do a little bit more homework, right? All right, so what do you guys think of that? Is that what you guys are thinking there this morning of those two teams right there? Hey, girls, what do you want to say hi? What's this? Okay, snipers all over it. Yeah, just take the delete them snipe. All right, let me see here. Probably because Bucks are on 3-game losing streak on the road. Seems fishy. Why only 5? Says Andrew Cole. Yeah, that's a good. But again, I think there's better games on the board. Happened to Ottawa back in 2017 when they lost to Pittsburgh. The following year ended up being blown up by the team for a rebuild. Yeah. No, exactly. All right, let's go to the NHL. Let's take a look at some of the games here tonight in the National Hockey League. Now, I'm just going to cruise through these, and I'll use the perception meter as well. My last name, Wheaties, all the time. Says OG Wheat. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so we go Devils taking on, again, I'll get this fixed for tomorrow. I'll have the early games on top. New Jersey traveling to Anaheim. Minus 141. Now, here's the funny part, right? The Devils are a 141 favorite. And let me go to the NHL. And let me go to Rain Report. And let's take a look at the Devils taking on the Ducks. Now, the Devils on the season, 4-3. Anaheim, 3-7. That's why they are underdogs. All right. 3.1 to 2.7. 54% chance of winning tonight for the Devils. 39.5. And now, if you're wondering, hey, Ron, how did you come up with that number? Why do you have New Jersey at 54.1 and Anaheim at 39.5? Good question. All right, so what we do is we go into the database and we go, you can see here, out of 960 past hockey games, we said, all right, database, go into the database and go get me every road favorites that the totals 5.5 and 6. And they're coming off one straight up loss and they're coming off one ATS loss. What was the record of those teams, right? Maybe I'm going to tighten it up to just 5.5, not 6, 5 and 6. So I will tighten that up. And it gives me the percentage play. And that's, so if I just click on this here, sorry, I forgot to show you this. If you scroll down to the bottom, out of 980 some games. And we give you the thing about I love about this system. Like I said, we don't just pull rabbits out of our hats. We show you every game that involves the exact situation New Jersey is involved here tonight. And here's the record. 520, 393, and there's your win percentage of 54.1. So that's how we get that number, right? So just the facts, man. We just show you the facts. Anaheim, 39.5%. Now, when I look at the perception meter, you got a B against a C. You got a neutral team against a bearish team. Minus 130 is the line. We got 140, so they're overvalued. Neutral. Confidence level, 57, which is, you know what, respectable. My line on the game, I had 130. So, again, I'm not going to make a flash pick right here, so I'm going to just pass right now. Nashville against Calgary. 156 is the line here on the Flames. Now, the Flames on a 6-game win streak. Total's 5.5. The chances of winning, 48 to 40% for Calgary, and we do have the Flames winning 2.9 to 2.7. And looking at the perception meter here, you got a B against an A. You know, the one thing about betting on these bullish type teams, anytime you get to the 80, 85%, maybe like 83, as soon as you get to 83%, that's when I fall off the game, right? It's just you're dealing with a streak, right? And the only thing that you can really control in a streak, you don't know if that streak's going to win or lose the next game. The only thing you can control is the money management part, right? How much am I going to weigh? How much am I going to bet on that team? Am I going to go 5 units, 1 unit? And you can see my line 156 on the game. And my line on the game, yeah, 156. Look at that. I'm right on the number. Wow, good job, Raymond Report. All right, Ottawa taking on Minnesota. Wow, look at that. Minus 200 against plus 170. Now, I'll tell you why Ottawa last night, and I've said this many times, when a team has a goalie that they're not sure about, and the team plays on their heels. And I think when Matt Murray goes in nets for the Ottawa Center, I think the team plays on their heels. They think defense instead of offense, and you saw what happened last night, right? When you don't have confidence in your goalie and your team and your forwards, like I've played a lot of hockey in my day, and whenever time we had a great goaltending net, we didn't have to worry about it. But every time you got a goalie who was shaky, it's like the first thing you come on the bench and you look at everyone, you look at the goalie like, what's going on with him tonight? You know, what the hell? You know, and then you're just thinking, okay, guys, one man in. You know, don't get caught pinching. You know, make sure we got 4 back, and that's what's happening with the Ottawa Center. So I don't know who's going to be in nets tonight for the Sens, but they're going to have to figure out. Let me figure it out for you. I don't think Matt Murray is going to be in Ottawa Center for a long time. For very long. There's no way. I think his better years are behind him, and I think he's probably destined to go to Belleville. But you got Gustafsson going in nets tonight against Cam Talbot. I like the Sens here tonight getting plus 170. I like Ottawa getting plus 170, and I think you're getting good value here tonight on the Ottawa Centers. And look at my perception. You got a C-type team. Again, because they're a C-type team, action investment, right? C equals action. Plus 140, bearish, 28% confidence level, 57%. I wish this was in the 40s, like high 40s, low 50s. But 57's on the cusp, right? 129 is my line, so you can see Minnesota overvalued. But I look for Ottawa. Maybe I think there's a bounce back here tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. I say that, and how you see a game like last night, and you say you gave Chicago their first win of the year, but then you go home Dallas and you blow the doors off the Stars. Well, you know, again, who's in nets for Dallas, right? Who's in nets for that Dallas game? Was it Gustafsson? Or Forsberg? I think it was Gustafsson, right? Or was it Murray? I don't think it was Murray. If it is, then I'll eat my words. All right. Now I'm curious, so now I want to go see who's in nets. Let me go here, check the box score. Let's see the scores. That game was last Friday, right? So the last Friday was October 29th, my wife's birthday. And let me see the box score, the Ottawa game. Who's the nets in that game? Gustafsson. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm glad it was Gus. All right, in Gus we trust, says Sandro. Yeah, in Gus we trust. Hey, big balls Gus. That's what we like, hey? Hey, we put Gus in nets. All right, Detroit taking on the Habs. Now, the Habs didn't have a good Western road trip, which they normally don't ever. This ain't the 86 Habs, 93 Habs. This is the 2021 Habs, and they're still small. Remember I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I said, man, this Montreal team is small. It's like Smurfs on ice. I don't like the size. To me, you need, like, look at Calgary. The reason why Calgary is having a good run, they're a big physical team that wear you down, and you can't take a lot of penalties. If you're a big, slow team like Calgary, the one thing you can't do is take penalties, right? I look at the Habs. They send Caulfield down to the minors. That's an example. That's Bergevin making an example out of somebody, and that's, saying, all right, that's a warning shot to the rest of the team. Who's next, right? Toffoli. Toffoli's got to start scoring goals. Suzuki's got to start scoring goals. Like, Montreal's got to get, they got to get rolling here. Preseason's over. Minus 132, and you're up against Detroit, the team that you smoked about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night. I believe the game was, 7-1 or something like that in that game, Montreal and Detroit. But Montreal, I look for the Habs to bounce back here tonight. First game off a long Western road trip, which is always a dangerous spot for those teams, right? And 6-1 was the final against Detroit. I think that was their last win at home. And looking at the perception meter, C against C, you got a bearish team. I talk about this all the time, right? When you get a team that's bearish, what comes with bearish teams? Low confidence level, low public perception, of approval, right? Low approval rating from the public, betting psychology, but the best value. And what's the line on the game? What's the line on the Habs here tonight? Minus 132. Workable. I do like Montreal. Philly taking on Arizona. We got 3.3 to 2.4 and 57.6% chance of winning. Buffalo taking on the Sharks. 3.06, 2.5. Winning percentage of 57.8. The Leafs taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, here's another situation in Toronto. Let's take a look at the perception meter here on the Leafs. A C-type team. This team was gunned to win the division, right? They were one of the top teams to make it out of the was it Metropolitan or Atlantic Conference. Look at the numbers. 42%. The Vegas and Toronto are identical teams. The only difference is one's a C, one's a B, right? Minus 226 is the line. And the reason why this line is minus 226, and you look at the Leafs, and what's their record on the year? Toronto, is it 3-4 or something like that? Let me take a look at the Buds, the Leaf. Their record on the year, 4-5, right? Why are they a minus 226? Perception. That's the perception all year. And when you go in a game with all, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, you got all these high-profile players. Hey, I mentioned all the forwards. I don't mention many defense or the goalies, right? That's a problem right there. That's my subconscious thinking. Hey, where's your goaltending? Where's your defense? You can't be a team of just all-star shooters. Vegas, they had a slow start. They're starting to turn around right now. Minus 182 is the line. I do like Vegas here tonight. I think Vegas, what's the line on Vegas? Plus 165. You know what? Toronto reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? You think they're going to turn it around, but no defense. Rangers taking on the Canucks, minus 135 on the Blue Shirts, and you got here 5 in total. 3.04, 2.5, the over-under set here at 5.56, so it does like it to go over. 52.9% chance. Now, this game is in Vancouver tonight. A C against an A. Hey, Gallant's got those guys playing some really good hockey right now. Shesterkin, I told you guys, Shesterkin, Vezina. If you can get Shesterkin on the Vezina ballot right now, I mean, this kid's the real deal. Shesterkin is a good goalie. An A against a C, 28% confidence level. Again, because this is 85% confidence level, I won't bet the Rangers tonight. And then you got Dallas taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Minus 116, minus 105, 3.08, 2.91, 52.5% chance of winning compared to 49.6. So you look at the percentage play, it does favor Dallas. Now, looking at the Dallas Stars, they had a really good start to the season, but then they've tailed off just a tad, right? How long are we going here? An hour or 3. All right, we're almost done. 3.5, what's Dallas' strength of schedule? 38.7, 40.8. Looking at 4-1, you see, they're 4-1 losing. Yeah, this is a dangerous game here. Winnipeg 2-1, 3-2. Look at all these 1-goal games. Winnipeg's been involved in 3 1-goal games, where Dallas, 3-goal game, 1-goal game, 3-goal game. Are we back to a 1-goal game? This year, I'm gonna have to handicap this some more. Let me take my perception meter. C against a B. 57 against 28%. You know what? I think Dallas has value. I think Dallas might have value here tonight. Jets own Dallas at home, says Isaiah. All right, there you have it, folks. That is the rain report today. This was a, I'm getting hoarse here. This was like I felt like Preacher Ron here today on the rain report, right? Hey, just preaching away. Hey, hopefully everybody was in church here today. I didn't see my good friend Peyton Sports Girl there. Normally she's there with her notepad and shiny apple right at the front of the class. Hey, maybe I'll catch her on the replay there. She'll post on the replay. All right, folks, if you got any questions, don't forget, Holtby is a god. What are you guys talking about? Are you kidding? Holtby. Hey, you know what? I'll give, Holtby a little bit of credit. He was, the last couple of years he was like Swiss cheese in nets, right? But he had a pretty good start. He's been great for the start. I agree with you, Bo. I will agree with you. I did like him. I did like him to beat the outer centers, but that was that was a bad night for Holtby. Maybe, you know what? Every goalie's allowed a clunker once in a while, right? All right, folks, don't forget, you can get my free picks each and every day at hockeypicks.com, bballpicks.com, and if you're a member of ATS, you can get my premium picks, or with a membership, you can get, friends are your friends. Yeah, Gloria K, saving the day. Hey, Gloria K, saving the day on Trends Are Your Friends. Yeah, all right, Gloria, here we go. I'm going to take a little shot of water here. All right, let's go to the NBA, and then we'll take a look at some of the NHL. Trends Are Your Friends, says Sniper. All right, let's take a look at here. Oh, look at this. The New Orleans Pelicans as a 9.5 to 12-point road underdog on 2 days rest, 13-1 against the point spread. Pretty good. Detroit, 3.5 to 6-point home underdog. Totals between 215 and 220. 9-2 against the point spread. Not too bad right there. When Houston's a 9.5 to 12-point road underdog the last 3 years, 80% to the under, but only 10 occurrences. I wish this was a little bit more occurrences. And let me take a look at other numbers right here. I don't see any blue stars. I'm always looking for the blue stars, right? Less is more. Less is more. All right, Lakers as a home team the last 3 years, if they won their last game by 10 points or more, and they're in a 2-1 cycle, so meaning they're 2-1 the last 3 games, 15 out of 15 games, 12-3 to the under. So 12-3 to the under. Hydrate Ron first, haha, says Gloria K. Yep. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. Let's see if we have, so those are, those are 3 good ones right there. And again, every time I do the stats and trends, I don't like giving out like 10, 20 of them, because I think less is more, and I don't want to really contradict a lot of things that I just spent an hour talking about, right? Let me see here. Rangers in the month. Oh, wow. New York Rangers is a favorite in the month of November. 13-2 against the straight up. Pretty good. Winnipeg as a favorite against Dallas. So somebody says Winnipeg owns Dallas as a favorite. 11-7 straight up, but 12-3 to the over. Yeah, maybe the over. If Holtby has another bad game there, sorry there, Bo. But if Holtby has a bad game, I can see maybe the Jets finding the twine tonight and popping that red light, going, hey, we'll give Holtby a sunburn in the back of his neck tonight. Hey, get about 7 goals there and start getting hot in the red light going on all the time. Give him a sunburn there in the back of his neck. All right, San Jose is a home team last 3 years on a Tuesday, on a Ruby Tuesday, 16-3. Let me see here. Rangers 9-2 as a road favorite. We talked about that. Let me see. Vancouver is a home underdog the last 5 years in the month of November. So the Vancouver Canucks as a home underdog the last 5 years during the month of November, 10-2 to the over. 10-2 to the over. There's Big Ragu. Hey, Ragu coming in right at the last minute there on the quarterback sneak. Hey, it's pretty hard to miss the Big Ragu, because he's a Big Ragu is a big dude. Hey, how you doing, Ragu? Caught you in a bit. Hey, go Lakers, go team. Hey, Ragu, go team. All right, folks, that's the Rain Report today in a nutshell for a Ruby Tuesday, November 2nd. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully you'll smash that like button, and if you like what you seen right here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and always love seeing you guys here at the bullpen. And again, thanks for tuning in each and every day, 10:30 Eastern. I try to be here on time, 10:30, but Tuesdays, you guys know, right? Tuesdays is stats generation time. So I got to get those stats generated, and then once once everything's ready to go, ready to rock and roll on Classic Rock, Classic Rewind, my favorite channel on Sirius, Classic Rewind, Christine Stone with a K. She's pretty good. I like Christine Stone. If you listen to Classic Rewind, Christine Stone with a K she's really good. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day, of your Ruby Tuesday. I'll be back here on a Hump Day Wednesday. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll see you guys mañana. Cheers.